All right. Well, let's be real. We never expected to get anything out of this match. Well, wait, I suppose I should do an intro, right? Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Will never sound or feel good for me ripping off Connor. But listen, Gabe here with One Leeds to react and dialogue with you, our subscribers, and those of you tuning in to the Man City Leeds United match, which is just ended. So please, before we get into this, don't forget to like, subscribe. If you want more One Leeds content, please subscribe to the Patreon as well. All sorts of good stuff in there. Look, I mean, I think there's a lot to like about this match, but I'm not going to put lipstick on a pig either. That it wasn't good football, so we're not going to pretend it was. But compared to the horrific football we've been playing as of late, I would say there is some progress. I want to talk about the collective group. I want to talk about individual performances, and I want to get into your comments here. So as everyone starts trickling in, good goal difference, not hammered. Yeah, I think that's what I was hoping would come out of this, right? Is that we wouldn't be completely shellacked, and because the goal difference does matter between us and Nottingham Forest. So I was really happy to see that. We kept Haaland quiet. I sort of think it was almost like a mercy. Somebody tweeted that he looked like he had a case of the yips. I think it was sort of like he didn't want to put us to the sword, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what the deal was with that. Haaland definitely leads. Doesn't want to score and give up the penalty. Yeah, agreed. Lord J on this, the coronation day, just, entrenching his lordship, says, can't complain about that at all. It wasn't pretty, but it's too late for that. We showed grit and resistance against a strong Man City team. I'll add that one of the strongest teams, I think, ever in the history of the Premier League. There's an argument. Obviously, they have not won the treble, so it's hard to compare them to one of those scum teams. But in terms of player for player, world class. Don't think I've ever seen a team like this in quite some time. Thought an 8-0 was coming. McKennie foul to stop us being overwhelmed. That's almost a win, Richard. I'm not quite there, but I agree that it's an improvement of sort. Right. More comments about Haaland here. Told Ken said, good result for us. We could have gotten a draw under the previous two managers. That could have been 7-0. Yeah, agreed. Robles keeps his place, Richard has also said here. And I 100% agree. Listen, I want to get into the fine points of some of the player performances today. I think by and large, it's clear that Big Sam had a blueprint he wanted us to follow. We were doing it against the best team in the land, and I would argue maybe the best team in the world. So it was always going to be difficult. Getting a result at the Etihad was always going to be next to impossible. But you wanted to see that in a short period of time that the players were on side with the plan, that they followed the blueprint, and that they gave us some semblance of hope going forward. And I think they've done that, albeit in a very ugly and unsatisfying way. So before we jump into more of this, please, again, like and subscribe. Lots and lots of content like this, including our first, it's not our first, Connor's done Collins, but we're starting a Sunday evening weekly. It's either going to be weekly or bi-weekly. We haven't decided just yet, but a call-in show, because we want to, you all have opinions. We see them in the comments section every time we go live, or every time, and we'd like to have you all calling in. So mark your calendars. Sunday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be hosting a call-in session. I would love to throw you on camera, get your opinions, and talk all things Leeds United, including this result today. But let's get into some of the comments that are actually here right now. Looks to me that Big Sam likes McKennie. I mean, yeah, look, you can't deploy Weston McKennie in a dual pivot without a defensive partner next to him, right? So a lot of it is, I mean, none of our players look particularly good right now. And I understand a lot of the due criticism McKennie's been getting since he's come into Leeds United. That being said, it's not as though he's been deployed in a way that makes a lot of sense. And it looks like Big Sam has come in right away and understood what the players are good at and not good at, and has tried to set them up for as much success as he can in a short period of time, which you like to see. Patrick Bamford is, sorry, Bradley Pickles said it. Bamford is awful. Doesn't matter who we play. He's dreadful. Would like to see Ruta instead of Harrison too. Love those long throws by McKennie. Yeah, it's not really a secret that he can do that as well. So I'm wondering why nobody else has utilized it. Where is Connor? He's been slack. No, so it's not about being slack. So we have multiple members of the channel now, and I think that we want to make more content, and Connor can't be doing it all on his own. So naturally, he's utilizing the full side. Right. So here are some of my initial match impressions. First half, I was like I think all of you, pretty underwhelmed. We knew this was going to be difficult. And I thought the boys did a decent enough job with the tools that they have. The fact of the matter is that we're not a very good team and we don't have very good defenders. And all it really took was a nice ball out to the left to Mahrez, who cut in. Onto the right against our left back, who cut in on his left side and released a nice pass. And same goal twice in succession. So Man City took us apart that way. We want to remember that these players are world class and our players are not, but it really shows the limitations of the side. If you're going to defend for 90 minutes with players like Junior Firpo, who, I know he had a bit of a purple patch, which under Gracia, where he wasn't shambolic about 2 or 3 matches. But fact of the matter is he's not good enough for the Premier League. Many of these players aren't. So it's going to happen, right? They're going to shuck us like an oyster. That being said, I thought the collective group effort was good today. I thought there was commitment. I thought there was desire. I know some of the fans on Twitter were saying, why aren't we pressing up? Why aren't we attacking in numbers? Because you can't do it against Man City. If you do that against Man City, you're talking about 4, 5, 6-0, and we need to shore up that goal differential a little bit. And so I'm going to get into the individual players here, but I'm not going to. Here's the asterisk: it's inappropriate to say anybody was good today, right? Because we got beat. We got pretty thoroughly beaten. The scoreline, I know 2-1 is a little bit flattering. We got dominated in this match. I'm not completely downtrodden about the result. I'm not depressed, but we can't be happy. And we can't say that after looking at those statistics that anybody played particularly well. That said, I'm going to frame it this way. I think that some players executed the plan better than others, and I'm going to get into that. Let me take some comments here. Scooby says, nice one for taking them to the fans, Sam. Yep. Rodrigo has to start over Bamford next game. So it's not a like-for-like replacement. I know they played the same position, but they do 2 different things. I get it. No, Connor's not sick. We're just utilizing the full squad here. Gabe, are we going to see you and Brownie have a boxing match on stream one day? No. I don't know if I'd want to, I don't know if I'd want to get on Brownie's bad side. I think we've not hung out, so I'm not sure about our size differential, but that doesn't really matter. I would tip Brownie to hold his own against anybody, really. Best game by McKennie so far, but Forshaw held that midfield together. So James, I think this is a little bit of recency bias, right? When we look at the Nottingham Forest game, that for me is clearly Weston McKennie and Mark Rocca's best game in a Leeds shirt. So I think what you're trying to say is he looked much better. Yeah, I kind of agree, right? I don't think anybody in the midfield or anybody on the pitch did anything really that special. I was happy to see Rodrigo get the goal. That's really good. But I don't want to go too far and say that anybody turned up trees today or pulled up trees. Let's see. Why not? Jesse Marsh wasn't trying to do long throws with Weston McKennie. Jesse Marsh didn't get to manage Weston McKennie, I don't think. I think it was just maybe one match and he was gone, or I think he got sacked the day after he got there, right? Maybe it was just one match. I don't remember, but but the point is nobody's utilized it, right? Which is not great. Chris Christie said men against boys, but those boys had fight and spirit today. Proud of them. Yeah, I mean, we have a team of average, below average players, and some that have a lot of potential to be very good, and some that are good, but few and far between against just world-class players at every position, even on the bench. I mean, when you're pulling off Nathan Ake and you're bringing on Kyle Walker, arguably the best right back in the modern Premier League era, and you could probably make an argument of all time in the Premier League, or just at this level. It's it's unfair, really. It's a cheat code. Right. Let's see. Do you think we will stay up now, Ben? It's hard for me to say, right? I mean, this is one match. Big Sam has only had a couple of days to put his team together, to meet with everybody, and to put together a match plan. As ugly and unattractive as this type of football is, and it is, And I think that sometimes Big Sam gets a bad rap. That he manages with the players that he has, the teams that he has. So I don't always think he would play long ball. I don't always think he would play this kind of um, rough and tumble, try to scrape out a really terrible looking result. Who knows what he would do with better tools at his disposal? That said, this is encouraging, but I don't want to, again, we lost. We were thoroughly outplayed, and we had a nice stretch at the end there where we put them under some pressure and were fortunate to score a goal. So I don't want to pretend that we competed for 90 minutes at level terms with Man City. We didn't. We were thoroughly beaten. And if Holland had not had his mercy boots on today, they probably could have beaten us, 4 or 5-0. That said, I'm pleased with the effort. I'm pleased that I think most players took the instructions on and performed better. Yeah, Gavin sums it up here. Cheeky 19% possession. I mean, yeah, it's hard to say that, I now think we're going to stay up because we've picked up 90% possession. 9-0. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody predicted a shellacking, so I'm happy it didn't happen. Let's put it that way. I would drop Bamford for our next game, Benjamin said. It annoys me how he can't stay on side. Mark Rocco was terrible. Just some thoughts here. Forshaw was decent too. Yet you see what playing a defensive-centered midfielder does for this side, right? And if you're allowing McKennie to get in more advanced positions, that being said, like again, we were bunkering down and defending for 90 minutes, which you have to do against Manchester City. Imagine being the top of the league and having a time waste against Leeds. Embarrassing. I mean, look, this, I sort of understand it, right? In the race they're in, they can't drop points. They were fortunate that Arsenal did. If they drop points, then, I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the title race. Both teams have to win out, so I kind of understand it. So let me get into some individual performances here. I've made some notes. So in the beginning, like very compact from Leeds, jamming up all the space against a team that likes to keep it on the floor. So you understand why we're packing in and why we're playing so compact. It's like a sardine can in our own half. That being said, you have to have quality. And, they clearly identified Junior Firpo as a guy they were going to go after, and they did. And I mean, it's tough. It's tough, right? But it is what it is. So I thought the game plan was right given the players we have. It's never going to be fun to watch, and I know that those of us who are watching Bielsa ball are always going to cry a little bit inside when we see a Leeds United team line up like this, but it is what it is. It's important to remember that we've come out and competed, is what I noted here. No one seems confused about how they're supposed to be playing. There's still a match between players of it's a mismatch between players of the highest caliber and average players. A couple things here that I would say. I want to point out a couple players that I felt weren't really up to snuff. I've already pointed out Junior Firpo. I think Bamford's hold-up play was a mixed bag. Sometimes, I mean, he just needs to. Every attacking player knows if you're going to be sunken in and defending most of the match, when you do manage to dispossess them, that you want to run to that channel on the side where the ball is to give them an outlet. And Bamford was sort of stationary at the middle for a while. He doesn't have pace, we know, and I don't really challenge his work rate, but it's just not good enough. And a couple of times there was this one period of time where McKennie had the ball in the midfield. He drove up with it and then played a nice diagonal ball to Bamford up near the penalty area, just wide of the penalty area of City's penalty area. And he just played an aimless pass to nobody. And I just kind of sums it up, right? Comments here. By the way, remember to like and subscribe. These kind of live match reactions are something we're going to continue. And mark your calendars. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. London time, we're going to have a phone-in show, a dial-in show where you can get on and you can chat a little bit with us about Leeds too. We want to hear from you live and in person then as well, instead of just the comment section. So comment from Matt. Hey, Gabe, this is our fourth manager that's gone against the option of using Rucher. He clearly isn't ready. Yeah, I mean, also I don't really know. I mean, who knows how he's training? I don't know. But I think that you don't put him on against City in a relegation scrap with 4 matches to go. I think it's unfair to the player. But yeah, it's a strange, difficult situation. Do I think we'll beat Newcastle? No, but I think we have potentially an opportunity. We're at home. If we play like that, we're not going to beat Newcastle, but there's a possibility we nick a point. Yeah, maybe. I'd like to believe that. All right, let's see more comments here. Crixus88 says we sat back and couldn't counter due to our terrible passing. We give up the ball away too much. Even with Bielsa, it's the same issue. Hard to judge Big Sam off that game. Yeah, well, I mean, there's no judgment of Big Sam, right? No judgment. He's come in with an impossible task. Well, it's not quite impossible, but a really hard. I mean, getting a result today was impossible. I'll say that. And yeah, I mean, look, we are not as good as we think we are with the ball. And we're not playing a system that all the players understand anymore. So it's going to be a little bit disjointed. Nope, Connor's not still ill, Tom. We're just utilizing the full litany of our resources here at One Leeds. I mean, remember, Connor works and can't always jump on a stream, but we want to, give you guys content to engage with. So can we have just one match where the players aren't lambasted? All we ask for players giving 100%, and they did. Yeah, you know what, John? I actually 100% agree here. I don't want it to make it seem like I'm lambasting the players. So I'll be careful not to sound too negative. Let me compliment the players who I thought executed what they were asked to do. I thought that Max Vober did a good job. I thought that Rasmus Christensen playing in an unfamiliar position did okay. I mean, his attributes are what they are, right? I think everyone knows how I feel about him as a player, but I think that he did what he was asked to do today, and that's important, like especially when you have a change, and we can't transfer new players in right now, so we have who we have, right? I thought Ayling did generally what he was asked to do. I thought Forshaw did a good job doing what he was asked to do. McKennie as well. I thought McKennie, it might have been a different game if he scores that. I mean, it was a difficult header. It was a pretty towering header. And what you want to do is hit that down and try to make it difficult for the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, it was right at Ederson. I thought he was okay. Let me see here. I thought Nato was industrious. I mean, you're not going to get any opportunities. You want your attacking players to make attacking moves, but it just wasn't on today. It wasn't on today. So I thought many of them did a good job playing together collectively and doing what Big Sam was asking them to do. So I think that's the compliments I'll give there. Yeah, I mean, Guitar Hero says keep Robles in. Yeah, I agree. I thought he made some excellent saves and handled the ball with confidence and controlled the penalty area, which you want to see. So I was pleased. There was one just kind of calamitous bit where he had some. I think he shouted for Rasmus to come off, and Rasmus didn't, and they collided. And somehow he managed to still make a save, which was really amazing. So compliments to Robles. I think Robles to me was the bright spot today. Do you think Sam will play differently next game, or will it be the same? I think we'll play generally the same type of structure, but I think he'll give the players more freedom to move forward. Because you have to remember, everybody, that I know we want to see us bomb forward when we have the ball, but if you do that against Man City, you have players all over the pitch in every position that can play inch-perfect passes from anywhere on the pitch. I mean, really, that they're unbelievable. So you're asking for it if you do that. That the play the play to make against the City team is to try to frustrate them for as long as you can and then nick a goal. And if we hadn't conceded those first two, maybe we might have been able to do that, but that's not what happened, Yeah, the alien fish, I agree, man. So do you have the kind of team you bought with the money to cheat on LMA? Did well today. Big Sam wants Bamford to hold up play when playing long, but he would have missed that chance Rodrigo scores. Yeah, this is 100% right. Rodrigo's not a good hold-up player. I don't think Bamford's particularly great at it, but he's better at it than Rodrigo is. So you're right. It's kind of a catch-22, Lorcan. I 100% agree. It's hard. Big Sam made a difference. Yeah, I mean, Santana, you wanted to see a plan. You wanted to see that the players were on side, but that you wanted to see commitment. Nobody expected a result. And I'm not one to say that we should just be defeatist and come in. I mean, you still want to see the guys compete. And I thought we did that. Even the players that didn't play well. I didn't think Jack played particularly well. I thought he had a better first half than he did second. And you can point to possession statistics, but everybody was poor with possession in the first half, not just Jack. But even the players, like, for instance, I don't think Firpo played well. I don't think Bamford played well. And I don't think Rocca played well. But I don't think anybody played great. I just think that those three weren't necessarily as effective in what they were being asked to do. But for everybody else, I think Big Sam simplified it for them, and that's good. 3 games left. Yep. The cackle of the end of the season and the infernal pull of relegation is keeping me up at night, I have to admit. Let's see here. Some of your comments in here. McKenny, and I think it was Rock's sandwich on De Bruyne was lovely. I think it was around the 20-minute mark. I mean, Scooby, I don't know. I mean, didn't it result in a booking? And it wasn't really like an important tackle. So I don't know. Juan Martinez is in the chat. If we keep that up, we'll finish above Chelsea. I mean, you never know. Although I think Chelsea got a result today. Lorcan said, Marsh doesn't get enough credit for ruining the confidence of Pascal Struijk. Now he's I don't think so, Lorcan. I mean, we can blame Jesse Marsh for a lot, and we should. But, I mean, listen, being played out of position at left back as a defender myself, you don't forget how to play center back. And, Pascal has had decent games since then. He's just an inconsistent young player who's not good enough right now. Just how it is, I don't think that has anything to do with one manager or not. What you say, and mate says, Gabe, what do you think this does for the player confidence? I don't want to blow it too much out of proportion. I think that it's certainly better than getting beat 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, for sure. But I don't necessarily want to say that this does a lot for them. They still lost. They had purple patch. Well, they had maybe a period of time in the match where it looked like we might be able to get something. But remember, I mean, this team has beaten Liverpool away. This team has beaten Chelsea, although that's no major feat this year. And this team has given Tottenham a game away. And so they know they can compete against good teams. So I don't think this necessarily tells them anything about themselves they don't already know. But what I think it does do is it maybe makes them feel a little bit better. I'll go, okay, this plan, let's stick to this plan because it might get us something. Let's see. Gracias, Ruben Ñanto. See, I don't buy this either. I mean, yeah, Ñanto should have been playing 100%, but it's not. What did we expect Willie to do today against Man City when we weren't going to have the ball? Attacking players need to have players around there that can get and keep possession. And we didn't have that. So I thought he did a good job coming back and defending. And the reason he was pulled off was because we thought maybe we were going to get something on a set piece and we needed more height in the box, I thought. So I thought it was a good substitution. Let's see. Pretty sure you did say on the debrief we'd get goal game. Ben, good call out. I did say that. However, I can't really thump myself up because I think I had us losing like 6-7, 8-1 or something dumb like that. So let's see. Teresa says, great result. Could have been a smashing 6-0. Well done, Leeds. It wasn't pretty, but it's a better result marching on together. Yeah. So Teresa, I'm sorry, I said Teresa. It's Therese. Therese, I can't get on board with it's a smashing result, but I do agree with you and say it's better. It's a step in the right direction, and I want to see it continue so that we can, maybe snatch some results. Let's see. Some comments. If I'm not highlighting them, it's because I want to make sure I'm not, highlighting redundant comments and just going over the stuff. Yeah. I mean, look, this is a key stat here, right? 143 to 194. And I think he had 99 passes at half. So he sort of pulled back. My goodness. Robles, would you, Dusty Wall asked, would you run Robles the last 3? I would. I think Meslier should be done. And, when you think about keepers in this league, do you remember when Frank Lampard had Kepa Arrizabalaga and just Kepa could not stop making errors and he benched him and brought in Edouard Mendy? Now look at Kepa. I mean, Chelsea stinks, but Kepa's playing well again. So a young keeper is sometimes taking them out of the line of fire, which Lampard, it's not like he was trying to do that. Lampard's just a crap manager. But I think it can do a lot of stuff, a lot of good things for a keeper. So yeah, I think he's done. I think he's too error prone. We can't until that improves. He doesn't get into the team this year. So 3 matches left. So glad we didn't lose by a cricket score. Yeah, Nat, I agree. Hey, at this point, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, reminder that we're going to be doing a dial-in show at 8 p.m. London time tomorrow, giving you the opportunity to call into the show and get on camera and tell us what you think and direct the conversation a little bit. Go back and forth, banter with us a little bit. Try to keep it PG. So if you're here in America, that's 3 o'clock Eastern time. Pascal was very poor. I thought, Pascal came on and gave up a penalty, right? So, and they didn't score, but it's not good. Is Leeds relegated yet? No, we are not. Mathematically, I do think that, and I have this debate with Brownie maybe every day. But I'm not the only one. Connor, Brownie, and I are constantly bantering about this. But it's not that I think Leeds are absolutely positively down. It's that I would rather have Forest's fixture list, and I don't think Forest and Leeds are that far off in terms of talent. So when I'm looking at us and them for the rest of the year, I think it's more likely that Forest pick up more points, and right now they're level with us. So it's really more of a probability statistics thing. As a Leeds fan, of course, I'm hoping and praying that we that we pick up some unexpected results and get there. Better Leeds show against the different animal that is City. Yeah, Tony and Terry, 100%. Manchester City is world class and like top world class. So greetings from Oklahoma. That wasn't too bad. Was it, Gabe? Thanks for the stream. No, Jamie, it wasn't too bad. The first half was hard to watch. But it is what it is. It could have been worse. Liverpool versus Brentford at 5:30. Gabe is going to be there, going to be a watch along. No, I don't think so, Sean. I don't think anybody associated with this channel has quite that amount of time to dedicate. But there are some really hardworking people in this YouTube game that will probably be doing it. I bet you Just Joe is doing it. So if I would tune into his channel if you want to watch along. I think Tyler Adams made a difference today. Yeah, whooping from the sidelines, I'm sure. Right, let's see. Again, Lily, I think it's Robles from here on. City fans are terrible. Football in the library inside church. Leeds are the best. Yeah, I thought Leeds fans did their as they always do. They showed up in force and were noisy and helping us march on together. That gave us some hope, at least, Gabe. Yeah, I agree. GMT. However, listen, Conche, this is why I don't use GMT, because I hammer in GMT and with Google, and sometimes it shows me a different time than what I'm hearing from the lads. So sorry, I just sort of say London, UK time, but sorry. I hope you all know what I mean when I say that. Right. Rocco, worst players on the pitch. Nyanto didn't even break a sweat. No, I disagree that Nyanto put the effort in. I think Rocco is having a hard time for sure. 100%. Gabe, we only conceded 2, so our goal difference took a 1-goal hit, so we move on to the next game. Yeah, champs 20. I agree. I think we were really fortunate not to concede more. Erling Haaland with got a case of the yips, as it's been said. The mercy yips. I don't think he wanted to put us to the sword like that. I think maybe he is proper Leeds. But no, you're right. It could have been a lot worse, and I'm pleased about this. Craig says boys can keep their heads high going forward. 2-1 loss against one of the best sides in the world. I would say the best side in the world is something to build from going into the last 3. Keep it up, Gabe. Thank you, Craig. Thank you for your comment. And if you haven't liked and subscribed already, by the way, I'm going to put my Twitter in the chat because I am constantly bantering with the Leeds faithful on Twitter. So please feel free to find me. That's at GJ Stoutamore. Right. So Lawrence says, I missed the season back when we drew 1-1 at Ellen Road and then beating them 2-1 at the Etihad. Those were the days. Yeah, Lawrence. Yep. But we have to look forward, right? We have to look forward. And hopefully Big Sam can continue to galvanize the side and to get something out of the next 3 matches. That would be great. Nacho is not interested in defending, only attacking. Slow City Steve, I don't really see that. Like, he tracked back. He's not going to be a good defender. He's a 19-year-old winger. I thought the effort was fine. I'm not displeased with um, how he did. Conche, I live in New Jersey, just messing with you. Listen, man, I'm, it's fine. I'm always up to be made fun of. Cool. Subs using at the right time. Paul, I agree. I was going to say that as well. I thought Big Sam utilized his bench well. We have who we have, but if you're going to defend for 90 minutes, you have to keep fresh legs in. And I thought the subs he made gave us the best chance to win the match or to get something from the match, I would say. Let's see. No one really, we're having a bit of a time zone debate here. Yeah, see, it's confusing to me. I'm sad about the situation. I truly believe Sam would have kept us up with more time. I mean, he might. Let's talk Knights. He might do. It's going to be difficult. We have to get something. Again, I just can't. I don't believe we're going to be able to. I know some others have been saying that we could just go without. There's a world, and we should believe in it to go without getting anything for the rest of the year. No, we have to get something else, right? So, I'm hoping we can beat West Ham. It's going to be a tall order, but I think it's possible. Beat West Ham, maybe draw Newcastle or draw Tottenham. Tottenham, you never know what you're going to get, but who knows? Stay up or go down. We need 7+ players in next season. It's not great. Yeah, Zilly, I agree. We need a side overhaul, I would say. Do you have renewed hope after watching that second half, Gabe? Well, Finn, not really. I try to approach these things in two different ways. I try to approach it with my kind of critical thinking brain, and that comes from like the data and probability statistics, right? And the performances we've seen. And there's nothing in this match that gave me a lot of hope outside of the effort applied and the application of Big Sam's principles and concepts. So in that sense, like if you're asking me, am I more hopeful now than I was under Gracia? I mean, yeah, we weren't just sinking; we were the Titanic, and we were going down fast. And that's not any disrespect to Gracia. Seems like a lovely guy. I just think this is the wrong time, the wrong team, and the wrong situation for him. I blame Victor Orta and Radrizzani for bringing him in. That said, he's gone now. Big Sam has been in rescue jobs before. The only time he's not been successful getting a team out of a position like this is West Brom, but he's never come in with only 4 matches to go, and now we only have 3. So I would say I was pretty certain we were going down under Gracia. Now I feel, more than 50% we go down. But yeah, so I guess that does constitute some renewance of hope. At least Big Sam uses big mouth to bark at the players. I can't remember who it was, but he didn't say that, Lucas, but he said it was an effing waste and it was rocket. And he was right. So, Vober was brilliant. Vober was good. He did what was asked of him, and he's by far our best defender. So 100%, I think that's fine. Would you have Big Sam in the championship? I don't really know. I got to be honest. I don't know a lot about that division. I followed Leeds United and watched the matches, but I don't know a lot about, what it takes to be a success. Mostly a Premier League and other first division fan. So Gelhardt would have scored a hat trick. I'm not sure where that comes from. Has he scored a hat trick yet at Sunderland? Will save us. Right. When's the channel coming, Gabe? It's not. I am one Leeds through and through, and I'm not interested in going out on my own. McKennie showed more effort today, and where was that rocket throw been hiding? Yeah, so I don't want to instigate the US MNT accounts, but they'll tell you that he's had this in his locker, and he did it against England in the World Cup, so it's kind of been strange that no one's utilized it, but I don't necessarily know that it's about showing effort. I think that no, you're right. No, it is. I think it's easy for us to say players don't show effort, but in the last match, you're right. It wasn't enough from any of them, and McKennie included. That said, yeah, I thought he and the others. I don't want to just single out McKennie. The others did a good job playing on side with the plan and staying committed for 90 minutes. There are 600. Now just 599. Back to 600 of you in the building. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if you want to continue the conversation off stream on Twitter, you can tweet at @OneLeeds at Connor or at me if you want to talk to me at GJ Stoutamore. Happy to chat with you all at all times. Right. Let's see. Jaynez says, I feel like you could see the know-how and experience to deal with the situation we're in. This is a great comment. Slight glimmer for the next 3 games. Nothing special, but hope there at least. This is how I feel. Like, Big Sam's come in, he's met with the players, and he's like, okay, you're good at doing this. We'll have you do this. You're not so good at doing this. We're not going to have you do this. And I think you could see that with how McKennie was utilized. I mean, Gracia didn't have him in the box on set pieces, which is weird. I mean, he's good in the air. So, Big Sam fixed that. The long throws. That's a great way to and the long throws isn't just about getting the ball in the box. One of the reasons it's valuable is if you're in your own area against a team like Man City who want to repossess the ball, long throwing it into their area and having them hook it out for a throw in their area. Again, do you see what I'm saying? You advance the ball through throws that get batted out. So it's good. It's good tactical stuff by Big Sam. I think that he's got limited tools, but he's gonna. We'll see how he does, and we'll see how the team does. Where's the win going to come from? Hopefully against West Ham. Nate says JB's better than Rocca. Nate, tell me the truth. Have you seen JB play at all, or is this just based off you've not seen him and you don't like Rocca? Because fair enough. There's a there's a logic that Rocca doesn't belong in the team, but nah. I don't know. I just, I've yet to hear of compelling case as to why a youth player would be better to throw and potentially derail his career and relegation scrap and, have the abuse that other players are getting on him now. That'd be rough. Let me guess. Weston and Brendan is world-class. Leeds. No, Jamie, I don't think either of them are world-class. I would say both of them have not been good enough this season. But thanks for generalizing. Looks like Connor's on a job share with Gabe now. No. Nope. It's a pleasure to do this, not a job. Anytime I can get tagged in to do it. Listen, so actually, this is a good comment from Mark. Win or lose, don't get too carried away. No ranting. Mark, I'm always going to rant. I'm an emotional guy, my friend, but I do agree that we want to try to keep our actual takes grounded in reality. What do I know about Leeds? I've lived there. It was my home for a while. One of my favorite places to be, my home away from home, so to speak. Right. So again, 592 of you in the building. We're coming up on 37 minutes and some change. I'm going to take it to about 40, 45. Then I'm going to sign off. Let's see here. Mr. Anthrop lasts, or is it Anthrop or Anthropy? Anyway, last, what do you think of Greenwood, Gabe? He silenced a few naysayers. No, I'm not going to say that. I think that Greenwood is what many of these Leeds players are. They have good moments, but they haven't learned consistency. There's a difference between good players and players that have good moments. And I think that Greenwood is a lot like Harrison and a lot like many of the other Leeds players. Now they're not the same level. They don't have the same ceiling. Jack Harrison's accomplished a lot more, but I make the comparison in this sense. Jack will have moments and flare-ups, and then he'll disappear. His flare-ups are much higher than most players are, but then he disappears. Greenwood will have like a moment or two of quality, and then he'll have a couple shockers. I think many of these players, the problem is we have too many of the same type of player who show up in flashes and aren't consistent. So it is what it is. So Donna says, great confidence boosting result, Gabe. I mean, with a playful face. Yeah, I mean, at least it gives us confidence that we're not going to be losing 4-5-6-0. Right. Let's see here. German Munoz says, expect the same starting 11 versus Newcastle. Big Sam trying to grab a point, then go out in the last two. Yeah, I agree. I think that, and I liked the lineup selection today. I thought dropping Robin Koch was a good idea. He's been poor. Nick G says Strauch had an absolute light nightmare. Yeah, I don't imagine him getting in over Strauch, over a Koch anymore. But Nate, this is my point. Have you watched the U21s? I have. He's everything Rocket is, but can dribble and run. But the problem is he's playing U21s, dude. It's not U21s aren't like would get blown out in the championship. So I don't want to, I'm not picking on you here, but watching a guy do well against a bunch of teenagers is so much different than playing him against Man City. or playing him against Newcastle, or playing him against West Ham in what might be a must-win match. And you can shatter a player's confidence and sort of derail their progress if you put them into those kinds of matches. So, grad school at Leeds. Yeah. Yep. I did. That's right. Enzio says, good to see a bit of fight at the end there, Gabe. Yep, I agree. To keep it at a 1-goal difference was more than I thought would happen. They missed a load of chances, but thankfully missed them. Yeah, 100%. And, it's easy to do this thing where, and I've done it, where you're like, oh, they could have had 5 or 6. Yeah, but they didn't. In the same way, we could go way back with some of our matches and be like, well, we could have won that match, or we could have scored there. We could have done this if Bamford hits that chance, but he didn't. You know what I mean? So we have to deal with the reality of the situation. Michael says, surely that's enough of Paddy, Melier, and Pascal this season. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough of Bamford. I think we're going to continue to see Bamford because the fact of the matter is we don't have another forward that can even try to play hold up. I love Rodrigo. That's strong. I like Rodrigo, but he's not the kind of player you can play a long ball to. I don't think that Bamford does it particularly well, but if you're going to play that style, you have to have somebody that can engage with it. Evening Mockingbird. Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe. And another reminder that tomorrow at 8 p.m., is it GMT, BST, whatever the time is in the UK, in England specifically, we will be doing a live phone-in where you can, I guess it's not phone-in, is it? It's a video in, or whatever. It's a call-in show where you can come and jump in. And banter with us a little bit. Matt Lee says, people try to say all these U21 players should start. They didn't even finish top of the U21 second division. Yeah, it's a great point, Matt Leeds. Look, and that's not to slag off, and I know you're not doing that. It's not to criticize the U21 players. It's just that we're not even talking about 1 or 2 steps up. If you think Aronson isn't ready for the Premier League, Aronson would, and any of the players in the first team of Leeds right now would just absolutely flambe the U21 players, so it's just, it's not fair to those players to throw them in a situation like this. Jay says, afternoon, Gabe. Sorry I missed most of the stream. Jay, you are a top lad, so no worries. Please, we didn't get spanked, but overall our squad is poor. We lacked urgency and we can't keep the ball. We play like this the first 85 minutes against the Toon, we lose. Jay, you and I dialogued a little bit on Twitter. I don't think we lacked urgency. I just think the urgency manifests differently. You can't high press a team like Man City. You can't just run and try. You have to control yourself and keep your shape and keep it compact. Sometimes that means the runs you don't make or the moves you don't make, right? I think that we were poor in a couple positions on the pitch, and I think that cost us. But by and large, we weren't good enough. It wasn't good, and I agree. We can't keep the ball. Those are problems. I think any problem you have as a side is going to get exacerbated and exaggerated against a team like Man City. But I don't disagree with your assessment that it was not good. I'm not going to get on here and praise our performance. Joseph says, how can we show up at City, concede 2, and show up at Palace, Bournemouth, and the rest of them let 5 and like it's impossible? Yeah, I think it was clear that we were going down fast, right? Yeah, Maki, I think this is in reference to my comment about Bamford. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm debating with myself on this too, so I don't disagree with you. Bamford is better at it than Rodrigo, but is Bamford good at it? No. So it's kind of like, would you rather fail with a score of 60 out of 100 or fail with a score of 30 out of 100? Well, either way, you're still failing. So I don't know. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's fair. The point is we didn't invest in a good striker who could play that type of thing. We'd never replaced Patrick Bamford and not replaced, but we never upgraded from Patrick Bamford. And now this is who we have. So thanks again, Victor Orta and Roger Zani. Theo. That's a good comment. It's funny. Enzio says again, 100% Gabe Robles brought it. Yeah. So listen, I want to highlight this. So as a center half myself, if I know my keeper is good for 1 blunder per match, I'm going to be terrified. It's going to mess me up. So I think that a sure-handed keeper makes a huge difference. It gives the confidence more side, the confidence more side, the side more confidence. Listen, we're at 45 minutes now, so I'm going to sign off here. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Again, reminder, tomorrow we're going to have a call-in show, and we're going to hope to make it a weekly feature. You guys have to show up in force, though, for that to happen. So please do. If you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. Think about subscribing to the Patreon. Really great stuff there as well. Connor makes a ton of content. Does a really good job as a hardworking man. And make sure to engage with us on Twitter. And if you want to do some of that banter, that's the Twitter there. Right. So thanks, everybody. We will see you next time. Marching on together and all the slogans. It's hard to take a lot of positives from this match, but it looked better, didn't it? It looked better. It's still not good enough, but maybe we have some hope here. I'm not completely down in the dumps after this match. So go on, Leeds. See you next time.